That comic podcast.
I'm hearing that Kevin Feige doesn't trust the Russo brothers with Avengers, Doomsday, or Secret Wars.
You said what?
Why?
Yeah, apparently
The electric state's trash.
Come on.
Wait.
It's for kids.
Hold on.
But
Yeah,
Kevin
man.
apparently is concerned with the scripts for both Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. But because they've put so much time into the Russo brothers that they can't really back out. So they're a little concerned with how these movies are. Now, this is coming from Daniel RPK, who is a big scooper. I'm sure you've heard the name before, but sometimes hit or miss, so take it with a grain of salt. But he wrote, what was his exact words? Because he said, I have it in good authority or something. I can confirm that Kevin Feige, good old Kevy,
Feige.
has concerns about the Russos directing the next two Avengers films. However, at this stage, replacing them isn't an option. So he plans to closely oversee the projects, ensuring that the scripts is just right and everything stays on track. He's going to be way more hands-on with them than ever.
How?
Well, I don't. Okay, I feel like a little bit
He
of that might
should
be
be.
spiced. He should be concerned because this is typically this is his big exit for dealing with Marvel stuff, allegedly, that we've talked about before. So when they say concerns, I don't think it's that he doesn't trust them, because we've seen the Russo brothers work. But if he has concerns, he should, because we want this to come out just right, and we have experienced a lot of different reshoots and different versions of stories being told throughout these films that they all went through changes, and we want to make sure this one ties everything up, like Captain America: Brave New World did, tied up some loose ends.
From 2008.
Yeah, that's
How
not a good
hard is
example
it?
since that one's not going to break even.
How hard is it for some disgruntled employee to reach out to this guy via Twitter, X, whatever, and say these things just because they're upset with their, position?
Strong possibility. Strong
Okay.
top, but I want you to just know that you're taking a saw to the branch that is this show. So yeah, I'm not. You're probably right, but the rumor still is valid because he is still somewhat of a credible source.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that every prediction he's ever made or everything that he said is
Right,
going
I'm
to happen is happening.
saying though the contact that he has might not be that reliable source, and he's
Possible.
just
But if he's
Yeah,
going to say,
spreading rumors.
and how did he word it at the beginning? I can confirm. So if he can confirm, I'm guessing he's going with one of his more credible contacts. At least I would assume. All of this is assumption because all of it's rumor and conjecture, and he hasn't really said who told him what. And so unless Kevy himself is calling him up, I don't know. I'd take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just letting you know what the comic people are talking about.
I just don't understand quite why, like, the hesitation from Feige.
From Feige.
That's what we're calling him now. He's
We're just
fake.
going with Kevy Feige.
They put out excellent work, with maybe the exception of the Electric State. But I mean, Endgame, was it Endgame or Infinity War that did
Both.
they do both?
They did both.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, no, they have a
phenomenal.
great track record.
Yeah.
When it
Yeah,
comes to
like-
ensemble films, they have a great track record.
So what is Feige's issue?
The script, possibly, because again, they
But
were overseeing that, and he also went from being very hands off because he was so stretched thin. Right, he was also working on his own Star Wars project for a little bit there that apparently is in limbo, and then there's also still rumor of him taking over Star Wars when/if good old Kathy steps down.
Yeah.
Now that again, rumor, Moshko. I don't know who made the rumor. But it's a possibility that they turned in a script that made him go, ooh. And he may have just ignored stuff like that in the past, a la Moon Knight. Like, I know Moon Knight's very popular and people really like Moon Knight, but if you want to talk accuracy, that is not an accurate script.
Nah.
So
maybe he's just concerned because maybe his feet are being put to the fire. And
That's what I was
he
gonna
might
say.
be
that's a
on the way
good
out.
possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, he could be doing something like the Game of Thrones writers who, like, they got Star Wars, butchered the end, and then lost Star Wars. You know what I mean? So it's a possibility that they're like, yeah, no, you're going to move over to Star Wars, and then the MCU tanks, and they're like, nah, never mind. It's a possibility. That's a good thought.
Yeah, I want to see Kevin a little more involved, like he said he was going to be. So I think this is actually a good thing.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
I agree. And it's not like they don't work well together.
No,
So-
absolutely.
And if they wanted to set the record straight, they would.
Yeah.
That's also very true.
Look, when their powers combine, they get box office smashes.
This isn't Voltron.
It's Captain Planet, baby.
But you know what's kind of like Voltron? You know what's kind of like Voltron?
What's
Oh,
kind
what's
of like
that?
Voltron there, Huey?
Snap!
Power Rangers.